106 R&B and Throwbacks on 106 Live Radio. Atlanta's music leader.
Are you ready to elevate your connections and improve your networking skills? Here, you can take your career, brand, and organization to the next dimension. Networking with Valerie is your passport for personal and professional growth. Tune in every second and fourth Saturday from 11 to 12 p.m. for our networking events. This is the place to build and maintain relationships on 106 R&B and Throwbacks, powered by 106liveradio.com.
Blessings.
Yes, good morning. This is Valerie White here with Networking with Valerie. I had a little complications this morning starting out, but let me let you know it's Saturday, 11 a.m., and I have Boy, Let's Talk About It here in the studio with me. It's a new podcast that's coming on the air, and we're going to go ahead and get Boy, Let's Talk About here on the air with me. So go ahead and get my studio guests in the studio right now. Hold on. Okay, let's go ahead and let's get started. Who do I have here today?
Hi, Valerie. Hi, 106 Live Radio. My name is Sasha. I am the producer of Bruh, Let's Talk About It. And I'm so happy to be here. It's a lovely place. And I'm so glad the air conditioner is working.
Okay. And who else do we have here?
Hi, I am Deirdre. I am one of the creators of Bruh, Let's Talk About It. We're so excited to be here today. This podcast is near and dear to us because we are focusing on men's health, specifically in the Clayton County area, which is where we are from initially with our Leadership Clayton, which is where we initiated this podcast from. So, bruh, let's talk about it.
Yes, and let's go ahead and let them know that all of these are graduate class of 2023, right? Yes, the leadership class. And they had a 50th anniversary this year for the leadership class. So we're going to go ahead and continue to let them introduce themselves because it's a lot of them, okay?
Hi. My name is Stacy Tolbert, and I am also one of the creators of Bruh, Let's Talk About It. I'm also one of the producers. And whatever they need me to do. So glad to be here as well, Miss Valerie. So thank you for having us. Cohort Leadership Clayton 2023, best class ever.
Yes, I can see.
Yes. So like Deirdre was saying, this is one of those projects that's near and dear to our hearts, because as we thought about a project to do, we were very interested in men's health because it is time that we start putting men at the top and start looking at investing in men. And one of the ways to do that is to invest in men's health. So this is why this project for us is one that is very, very important and one that needs to be done.
Okay,
Thank you for having us.
And who else do I have here? My pleasure.
So good morning. My name is Fletcher James. Valerie, thanks for having us here today. So I am a coordinator and also an assistant producer here on the Bro Let's Talk About It podcast. As my cohorts has mentioned this morning, men's health is a very important topic. As a man, it's some things that I have to be pushed toward. Making sure I go to my doctor's appointments on time, making sure that if something is ailing me, that I don't just say, hey, it'll clear itself up. So having a podcast that sort of impacts the community, give access, and also just spread the word of things that men can do to make themselves healthier is like top of the list for me right now. So I'm happy to be here. And bro, let's talk about it.
Okay, my pleasure, Mr. Fletcher. Okay, and who do we have back here?
Okay, my name is Shalonda Brown, and I'm also a creator with Bro Let's Talk About It podcast. Also, I would just like to say that this podcast means a lot to me as a co-creator, because we need to bring awareness to men's health, about screenings and everything that deals with men. So again, Thank you, Valerie, for having us here, and we're excited to let everyone know about our podcast, Bruh, Let's Talk About It.
Okay. And who do we have the pleasure of having here?
Hey everyone, good morning. My name is Chantel Gideon, and I am so happy to be here to talk about Bruh, Let's Talk About It podcast. Like everyone was saying, especially Fletcher, I have the hardest time getting my husband to go to the doctor, eat healthy foods, get the right amount of exercise. It's all on me to push him to do that. So I was really interested and excited to do this men's health podcast because it would just, bring awareness to men that they can take charge of their health. And it's not up, to the wives and girlfriends and the women in their lives to push them towards it, but for them to take charge of their health themselves. So I'm really excited about Bruh, Let's Talk About It.
Okay, and I definitely love the fact that Bro Let's Talk About It can give the men and anybody a chance to talk about what's going on. Now I want to focus a little bit on y'all mission statement. I noticed that y'all mission statement is inform, inspire, and impact. So can y'all go ahead and tell how you came up with that mission statement?
Come on, Stacy. You came up with it.
Okay.
She originated it.
Well, this came about through being an educator. It is very important that one of the aspects that you look at when you're trying to deliver a message to individuals is that you definitely want to be able to inform them through education. And informing men, you want to do that through discussion.
Okay.
Providing them with those areas that are challenging to them. Give them a platform where they can actually talk about it.
Okay.
So, that's right. So, hey, bro, let's talk about this, open the door and give them a safe space to talk and have those discussions judgment free.
Okay.
Exactly.
So yes, we got Let's Talk About It, Bro. Let's Talk About It. There's a podcast coming out June 28th. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna get more into details what this podcast is gonna be more about, and we're gonna focus more on men's health. So stay tuned to Networking with Valerie, and I'm your host Valerie White. Stay tuned.
Looking good, feeling sexy like I'm supposed to be. The summer, my jeans hugging tight, hanging low, looking ready for it. And I see you watching me. 'Cause you like it when I shake it. Oh. 'Cause you like it when I take it to the floor, drop it low. Shawty, you can't handle this. come and hear. But I know what's going on, so you ain't gonna get it.
Get ready to crank up the energy and buckle up for the most exciting podcast ride of your life. Welcome to Bruh, Let's Talk About It, where we're going to break down barriers, crush stigmas that men seem to face, and have a blast along the way.
Hi, everybody. My name is Trina Braxton, and I want to talk to you about an upcoming podcast called Let's Talk About It. In this podcast, we're going to share about financial wealth. We're going to talk about mental health and men's health.
Hold on to your hats as we dive head first into the wild world of men's health and social issues in the 21st century. We're tackling everything from the crazy, confusing world of modern day dating to the nitty-gritty of sex education and STD awareness. It's like a roller coaster for your brain.
And let's not forget the amazing journey we've had in actually building awareness right here in our community. Take a look at these incredible photos, which capture the spirit of our movement. From engaging workshops to impactful events, we've been on the front lines, y'all, creating positive change and sparking conversations that matter. So, my friends, don't you dare miss out on this wild ride. Subscribe now and become part of the movement that's revolutionizing the way we talk about men's health and social issues. Make sure to take a look at our social media channels so that you can follow us and look at all of the amazing things to come.
Come mess with a real one, you're one in a million. Don't let a lot of people in, but you get admission. And I don't let my walls down, but I see it's building. And you ain't a feeling, cause that's how I'm feeling. You make me wanna put my phone down. When we're alone, I wanna zone out. Baby, with you, I ain't got no doubts. I'm just tryna let you know now. Facts. You were the one I was missing, the opposite of fiction, and that's facts. Oh, it's a given, I don't care about opinions, that's facts. Facts. And that's facts. You were the one I was missing. Just the beginning, it don't get no better. As long as you hold me down, I'll be up for whatever. And I love the way you look at me, cause I see forever. Wasn't ready before, but I want you now more than ever. You make me wanna put my phone down. When we're alone, I wanna zone out. Baby, with you, I ain't got no doubts. Just tryna let you know now. Facts. You were the one I was missing, the opposite of fiction, and that's facts. Oh, it's a given, I don't care about opinions, that's facts. Facts. And that's facts. You were the one I was missing.
Yes. Welcome back. Yes, welcome back with Valerie White here with Networking with Valerie. And we have again the podcast crew of Bro, Let's Talk About It here on the scene. And like I said, we left out before, we were going to continue to talk about and focus on men's health. And what we're going to do is have them talk about more about the podcast. So right now we're going to pass the mic on off to them so they can tell you more about what's going on with men's health. Okay, you want to start it off, Sasha?
Sure.
Okay, can you tell us who the target audience is going to be with the podcast?
The target audience is, of course, men in between the ages of, 18 to adult. We're not going to just limit it to just, middle-aged men, but we know more than likely like that's where we have the statistics that show that those men are having the most complications and they're having low visits to the doctor. So when it comes to the target audience, we want to just go ahead and just leave it kind of broad, but we're not focusing on children. We want to deal with the men.
Okay. And can you guys tell us what healthy lifestyles or suggestions what they should do? You guys can just pass it along and let me know which each one of you think about that.
Okay. Well, we also wanted to just kind of piggyback on what Sasha was saying about our target audiences as well.
Okay.
One of the reasons why we've chosen that area of 18 to 45 is because starting at age 18, that's when we start to see a lot of mental health challenges as well. Our podcast is not just about the physical health, but we're dealing holistically. So we'll be touching on mental health, physical health, like you stated, healthy lifestyles. And Fletcher here actually has some statistics, and which basically goes to why we chose those target areas.
Okay, Fletcher, let me hear about those statistics.
All right, if I can jump in. So we, as we was researching Clayton County, right? I mean, that the median age is 33. That's what made us target our audience that we're looking to speak to. Some more things that we talked about or found out was even with the population, 46% of the population in Clayton County are male. We're targeting married, widow. I mean, just all those statistics or audience that we're actually targeting. One other interesting thing when you talk about access to care, right? In the state of Georgia, the statistics show that there's 1,500 patients to one physician, but when we dug into Clayton County, we saw that there's 3,800 patients to one physician.
Wow.
That's an amazing.
That is amazing. Did you guys hear that? Those statistics are real. So we definitely need to tune in and get these men into the offices to, further their health. And we're going to continue to educate them on this podcast. And remember, this podcast is coming out on June 28th. So you guys look for that. Okay. And also, because their mission is to impact you guys, I know this was some impactful information. So we want to continue on to find out more about what you guys think about their healthy lifestyles back there. So let me get my mic back there.
Yes, I think it's very important for men to get the screening that they need. This podcast would definitely inform and impact people's lives as far as the screening, because a lot of times men do not get the screening that they need. And it's also going to help with mothers that have sons, brothers, their fathers, their nephews. It's going to keep everybody informed on making sure that you pay attention to the men. We're always focusing on us, but we never focus on men. So that's another reason why we want to be impactful and inform everyone.
Exactly.
Okay. And last but not least.
So regarding our mission to inform, inspire, and impact the men regarding their health, so we talked about informing them. So we're going to have experts on our podcast talking about various areas of men's health. So mental, the physical, nutrition, lifestyle, etc. So that's the inform part. But the inspire part, that's where we want to literally inspire the men in a podcast format. So it's not going to be something boring where, you're sitting down getting like like a lecture in school. It's going to be inspiring so we can motivate them so they can feel empowered to say, yes, this is interesting. This is exciting. I want to take charge of my health. And then the impact, we want to see a huge impact from our podcast on the men of the community, where they do go to the doctor's office more often, where our viewership numbers increase, and we can see that impact on the community that our podcast is having.
Okay. Now, did you guys hear that? The impact we're going to have on this community involving men's health. Now, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to finish up with Bruh. Let's Talk About It podcast here with Valerie White here on Networking with Valerie. We'll be back soon.
Valerie!
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
We're here early before they wake up. We stay late. We stay informed. We invest in the latest technology.
We take the time to train the next generation of doctors and nurses. We work together to make sure we heal their bodies and their minds.
We do this not because it's our job, but because this is about our veterans' lives. This is our mission. More than 300,000 of us working as one, together with families and loved ones. No matter where they live in this country, we'll be there.
We all come together and stand together to serve our veterans. We stand strong, united. Stand with us in caring for our veterans.
Let's face it, times are still hard for many families. If you're among those struggling to put food on the table, there is no shame in asking for help, and that help is available. Sustaining Ministries Food Pantry, led by Pastor Brian Downing of Oakdale Church of God, has already given away tons of food and other necessities to families facing financial challenges. The location is 1631 Cooper Lake Road in Smyrna, and they are open Sundays from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. Additionally, if you are in a position to donate supplies, your gift would mean so very much to families in need. Go to sustainingministries.com for more information.
You listen when your body says, I'm tired, or I'm hungry. What if your body said something else might be wrong? Gynecologic cancers, cervical, ovarian, and uterine cancers have symptoms, so pay attention. If your body says something may be wrong, please listen. If it goes on for 2 weeks, see a doctor. It may be nothing, but find out. Learn the symptoms. Get the inside knowledge about gynecologic cancers.
In the U.S. today, 2.7 million people have glaucoma. So what is glaucoma, and am I at risk? Glaucoma is a group of diseases that can damage the optic nerve, and if left untreated, can lead to vision loss and blindness. This genetic disease can affect anyone of African or Mexican descent 40 years of age and older. So make sure to schedule a comprehensive dilated eye exam every 1 to 2 years to combat this disease. And keep yourself protected today.
This message is sponsored by the Bienvenido Project in the Dominican Republic. To donate, please visit thebienvenidoproject.com. That again is thebienvenidoproject.com.
Colorectal cancer is the third most common cancer in men and women, and the second leading cause of cancer deaths in the United States. Early stages of the disease often have no visible signs or symptoms. Routine screening is the best way to reduce your risk and detect colorectal cancer at its earliest stages. Beginning at age 50, screening should be done every 5 to 10 years. The American College of Gastroenterology recommends that African Americans should begin at age 45. If you have a personal or family history of colon polyps or colon cancer, talk to your doctor about early screenings for a lifetime of care. Live healthy, stay healthy.
We are broadcasting live from our Atlanta studio. 106liveradio.com. Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
We're here early before they wake up.
Yes. This is Valerie White here, back with Networking with Valerie. And yes, we got the whole crew here with Bruh, Let's Talk About It, a new podcast that's hitting the scene on June 28th. And we're going to continue to talk with them about men's health. So what we're going to do is ask these lovely people some more questions about their podcast. And what we're going to do is find out, what I want to know is, how did y'all come up with the whole crew of the podcast? Because I see you guys are the leadership team of 2023, and you guys have your own businesses. So could y'all tell me what made y'all want to come into the podcast?
All right, so we all were accepted into the Leadership Clayton class of 2023, and they put us all in our own groups based on our personality traits.
Okay.
So we are all reds. Reds, right?
I'm a green. Greens?
They mixed us up. They mixed us up. Okay, so we were based on our personality traits, and then we had to come up with 2 ideas. And the first one was focused on homelessness. And then the second one, we were just like, I don't know what we're going to do. We wanted to focus on men's health. But then we talked with our advisors, and they were just like, you know what? That one really doesn't seem attainable.
Okay.
So we were just talking, and then we just brainstormed. And I think Deidre, she was like, let's do a podcast. And then we were like, oh, yes, we love podcasts.
I love that.
So it was an epiphany, but it was one of the greatest moments. And I think that was the most satisfying moment that I've had being with this group.
Okay, perfect. Let me get some more. Now we got another person that came in on the crew. So we're going to introduce her and let her tell why she wants to be on this podcast.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kimberly Fowler. I am, want to stand up? Okay. So my name is Kimberly Fowler, and I am the owner of Tax Pro Software Solutions. And I was also chosen to be in this wonderful Leadership Clayton cohort for 2023. So that automatically makes us all amazing. So as Sasha mentioned, we were chosen because of our personality traits to pick a problem in our community that needed to be solved. And so we did end up choosing men's health. And we were like, once we started talking about the issues surrounding men's health, we were like, you know what? Men don't like to talk about their health a lot. And then so we were all got this like epiphany moment, and we were like, yes, let's do that. Let's address something that's not, this kind of taboo, And so we just ran with it.
Okay. Right. And you wasn't here earlier, but how does the mission itself, the mission goals that you guys go, contribute that to you? How do you feel about that?
So based on the mission, it's at home with me because I have men in my family, young men, especially young men. And when we were like I said, when we were talking about the fact that men don't like talking about health, like going to the doctor or like getting regular checkups. I mean, they do, but it's not like how we women, like we're very proactive about it.
Right.
The men in my family are not very proactive about it until their eyeball is about to fall out. So it's like, yeah, so that hit home with me.
Okay. All right. And once again, since I'm back here, I'm going to go back around. Go ahead with why you wanted to be on this podcast.
Well, I really wanted to be on this podcast because, like my other group members were saying earlier, men aren't really proactive about their health. And like Kimberly was saying, the men in my family or in my social circle, it's really fallen on us, the women, to really push them to take care of the health or do it for them. Make those doctor's appointments, say, hey, let's go to the gym, let's take a walk after dinner, or cook that healthy food for them. So I kind of just wanted to really do this podcast. So to show men in a fun, inspiring way that yes, they can take care of their health. They can take charge of it and be motivated to do that.
Okay. Yes, we here with Bro. Let's talk about it here on Valerie Networking with Valerie. We're gonna continue. Go ahead and let them know your mission and what's going on.
Okay, for me, I'm a proponent for men's health and their well-being. So to be a part of this podcast is very informative to men to make sure that they are taking care of themselves, because even though we as women take care of ourselves, we need our men in our lives to make sure that they are there for us. So this podcast means a lot to me, my teammates, my group, my creators. I love them. They are so inspired and so like they want to make sure that we get the message out to everybody. And that's very important, that we get the message out to everyone.
And I'm here, want you guys in here to help me as well, because my father has diabetes and I'm back and forth in the hospital, and it's later on in his life that we are focusing on his health, and I need all the help that I can get to stay uplifted. And it impacted me so much that I have to change where I'm going, where I'm at, so I can keep eyes on his health. So this is a very, very important podcast that will educate and help people grow as they live their life with their family. So you guys can go ahead, Fletcher, and tell me what you're thinking about this mission, because I know you're the founder here.
So I'm gonna tell a personal story of mine. First, I start out with at my job, we talk a lot about early detection. Talk about how the success rate of, if you find out that something is going on with you, if you find out early, you'll most likely make it through. So last year, I lost my brother. He was 48 years old. Had a good job, had access to health care, found out what his illness was and was getting it taken care of, and we still lost him. Left a big hole in my heart. But as we start talking about this subject, I mean, thinking about the ways that you can impact the community, also impact families, right? If we can do anything or say anything on this podcast that will keep a loved one around longer, then we've accomplished our mission. Bro, let's talk about it.
Yes,
That, right?
bro, let's talk about it. Okay, and what we have, did you speak, Ms. Deidre? Ms. Tarbert?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Let me see what y'all mission statement, what y'all have to do in for us getting into this.
So for me, when I look at this is very near and dear to me. Looking at it from various aspects, and I'm going to take it from a different perspective, and Deidre could also relate to this from not just from an educator perspective, but also from a healthcare worker perspective, being on the giving end of treatment or providing some type of medical care to individuals. Often men are coming in when it's like Kimberly said, their eyeballs are about to fall out.
Yeah. Okay.
Often we hear, if it's not falling off, they're all right. The kids, they okay. They're not bleeding out real hard. So I see this and it's very near and dear to me, because men are providers.
Yes.
Right. There are security units.
Yes.
They are who we look up to. They are that overall sense of protection for us in our homes.
Absolutely.
In our families, in the community. And without them, this is where it begins.
Right.
With men. And if they are not there, it can fall apart. So it is very important that with that seed alone, we pour back into it. We nourish it. We make it strong. We build it back so that they can now be around to help build back that strong family unit, build back the community, and now we become once again a wholesome unit.
Absolutely.
So this is very important, near and dear to us.
Oh, yes, we felt that. Now, you guys need to tune in because they're going to provide resources and all kind of education. As you see, just listening to this podcast, I'm ready to tune in on June 28th. So I hope you do too. Go ahead, Ms. Deidre, and tell us your mission statement here.
Well, yes, our first podcast did air on June 28th. And during that podcast, we had a panel of men. We chose men from the county strategically from different backgrounds so that we can focus on that. And like Fletcher, a lot of them had information that they wanted to provide us to talk about something that may have affected themselves or family members. And, I listened to you talk about your dad having diabetes. My dad as well, who's no longer with us, had diabetes as well. One thing when it comes to diabetes, especially type 2, and type 1 can be as well, is that it can be hereditary. Mm-hmm. However, we talk about modifiable risk versus non-modifiable risk. And modifiable are things that you can change. You can't change being African American, which has the highest number of diabetes, the highest number of hypertensions and heart diseases. But you can change the timing. So if you know for yourself, since you identified that you have a family member with diabetes, we have to start making changes. We have to look at those lifestyles. We need to, push away from the table and not go to that second helping. Reduce the amount of not just sugar, because when we think diabetes, right, people say sugar, but it's actually carbs.
Yes.
The carbs are,
Yes.
they turn into the sugar. So those are some things that we need to look at. Exercise. How often are we exercising? We go to the doctor, and many of us lie to the doctor.
Right. And they know. And they know.
And they know.
Yes, they do.
I often say, when my friends and I talk, I say there's two people you shouldn't lie to: your best friend and your doctor.
Right.
They can see right through
because
that,
we can
right?
see right through it.
Yes.
So that being said, we want to start working with the men of Clayton County to reduce those modifiable risks, taking longer walks, parking further away when you're at the grocery store, just so you can get those steps in. Get yourself a smartwatch. And yes, reduce those carbs. It's okay to go to Burger King or at some restaurant and just take the top bread off,
Right.
open face bread. It starts with those little bitty changes. And that's what we have found. Preventative measures helps the longevity. And that's what we're looking at. By the time you start taking medication, I don't want to say it's too late, but that's usually when people get serious. Some people. Unfortunately, we have people who don't even take that serious. So that's why this podcast is so important, because we do want to inform. We do want to let in everyone know. And we want to inspire them by allowing people such as Fletcher and the individuals that was on our podcast on June 28th that came in and told their stories, to let them know that they're not alone. And we're here to help them.
Okay. Now, y'all heard that here live on Networking with Valerie, and I am your host, Valerie White. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, they're going to identify some of the things that we can do to stay healthy with our lifestyles. And we can continue on with the podcast crew here on Bruh. Let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
All right.
You wanna come in here, but I know what's going on, so you ain't gonna get all the girls in the club.
Okay. So when we come back,
you love me, it's specially different every time you keep me on my feet, happily excited by your cologne, your hair, your smile, your intelligence. You woo me, you court me, you tease me, you please me, You school me, give me some things to think about, ignite me. You invite me, you co-write me, you love me, you like me, you incite me to chorus. You love me, especially different every time. You keep me on my feet, happily excited by all your cologne and your hand, your smile, your intelligence. You woo me, you caught me, you tease me, you please me, you school me, give me things to think about, invite me, you ignite me, co-write me, you love me, you like me, incite me to chorus. La da 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 da. Da 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 up in the club with my girls looking good, feeling sexy like I'm supposed to be. My jeans hugging tight, hanging low.
Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in to Networking with Valerie, and I'm your host, Valerie White, author of How I Fell in Love with My Stalker. And we have here, Bro, Let's Talk About It podcast here. And yes, they did air June 28th, but we're going to follow up with them and let you guys meet them individually as we go ahead and finalize this show up. And they're going to go ahead and tell us one mission statement they wanted to tell you about and their upcoming podcast. So let's go back to the crew of Bro, Let's Talk About It.
Hi, everybody. Again, I am Sasha. I know we're wrapping up, but I just wanted to say my mission statement would be just preventative measures.
And I'm Deirdre, and my mission statement is social determinants. So basically, outside of things that you were born with, there's so many different determinants to health that can cause your health to fade.
Hi, my name is Stacy Tolbert, and my mission would be making men stronger.
That's right.
Hello again. My name's Fletcher James, and my mission, right, is just be my brother's keeper.
That's right, Fletcher.
Hey, my name is Kimberly Fowler, and my mission statement is mental healing.
Hey y'all, Chantel here again, and my mission word is going to be nutrition. We got to get that healthy food going in all our households.
And again, my name is Shalonda, and my mission statement is awareness. We have to bring awareness to men's health.
Okay, and y'all heard that here, and we're gonna go ahead and let Miss Deidre finalize with the upcoming events that Bruh Let's Talk About has going on with their podcast.
All right, bruh, let's talk about it. So we will have a podcast launch party, which is tentatively scheduled for July 21st. But also on that same day, we will have a relationship panel, which will be none other than Trina Braxton and her husband. We'll also have diabetes education with Dr. Jackie Edwards and prostate cancer awareness with Dr. Donna Patterson. On August 23rd, the doctor will be in the house. That's Dr. Mike Saratoff, who is currently with Kaiser Permanente. as well as Chief Botkins. Chief Botkins is over emergency medical services in Clayton County. And September 27th is our Save Our Men podcast. This podcast will be with Rafiq Ahmad, who is the executive director of 100 Black Men of America, and he will team up with Chief Kevin Roberts, who is Clayton County Police Chief. And then finally, we will wrap it up with the Mental Health Awareness podcast with Antoine Akins, a psychotherapist.
Okay. So you guys heard all that good information. And like I said, this is going to be a great podcast. These are the leadership graduates class of 2021 of Clayton County. 2023. I'm sorry. Where I'm at? Networking with Valerie. Was a little confused, but it is 2023, not 2021. So let me correct that. And like I said, let me redo that. Clayton County Leadership Class of 2023 is here with a podcast of Bruh, Let's Talk About It. And you guys got all of the information here on Networking with Valerie. And I am your host, Valerie White. Stay tuned.
So you ain't gonna get it. All the girls in the club, let them know that you ain't with it. What's up? Ooh, watch my body move, sexy like I do. Tell me, can you handle all of this? Ooh, crazy with it too. Shorty, I'm true. I don't think that you can handle this. You be looking at me like you wanna come in here, but I know what's going on, so you ain't gonna get it. All the girls in the club, let them know that you ain't with it. What's up? Ooh, watch my body move, sexy like I do. Tell me, can you handle all of this? Ooh, crazy with it too. Shorty, I'm true. I don't think that you can handle this.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Want to learn more about being an on-air personality? Join 106 Live Radio for their hybrid training days. These are 6 90-minute sessions running for 3 weeks, both online and in studio. Training sessions include interviewing skills, branding and promotion blueprint, and studio etiquette. For more details, visit 106liveradio.com or email them at admin@106liveradio.com. 106 Live Radio, where excitement meets diversity 24/7.
Children and adolescents experience mental health disorders as well. They are impacted by conflict, displacement, and toxic behaviors that surround them. Conflict can affect children indirectly. It can even impact children who are not experiencing it firsthand. Not all children who experience trauma are traumatized. We must acknowledge and respect that they are active participants in our lives. Getting children back to school and play very quickly is key to supporting their resilience. We support children and mental health, and this is brought to you today by 106 Live Radio and Andriana Williams, a mental health advocate.
Where's Dr. Curtis? Hey, dreams. Have you thought about it? Dreams are a real image. This is real. DREAMS as an acronym. Hey, a true dream, it's dazzling to have that dream. Then it's the R. It's really the right stuff, getting you in the right direction. It's the E. It's expectation, being expected to live out that dream. Not only that, it's the A. It's a dream of abundance, kind of like in God's word, more than enough. Then it's the M, the real meaning of that dream. So study it, speak it, help people interpret it for you. So then it's the S. It's spectacular. I mean, when God's in it, it's always going to be spectacular.
Everyone is holding a bag. Is your emotional, physical, financial, or spiritual baggage holding you back from living in full abundance? God longs to use your faith even in your singleness. You are an epicenter in the world. Let it first begin in you before you say, I do. Grab Drs. Jason and Tanasha's Grace Singles Epic Journal, Before I Say I Do.
106liveradio.com, Atlanta. Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a...
Yes. Welcome back to Networking with Valerie. And yes, I'm your host, Valerie White. And yes, we had the whole podcast crew in. Bro, let's talk about it. Now we're going to go ahead and feature my co-host, Keela, who has all of the latest events going on around the ATL. So we definitely going to have her on the mic to let us know what's going on with her and what's going on in the ATL.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. You guys know I love Saturdays because it's a free day. Everybody's off work. So what I have going on is going to be July the 15th. So next Saturday, I do have a pool party coming up. It is a private mention pool party, so I do have a phone number that I need you guys to contact me to get the actual address. And the phone number is, I have to write it down, 404-621-4105. I do request everyone to take a shuttle because parking, we are going to charge for parking. So if you don't want to pay for parking, just bring the shuttle. And the shuttle address will be off Campbellton Road. And the address will be at 5829 Campbellton Road in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And then once I leave the mansion party, I do have an after-hour spot, like a connection, like everyone's networking afterwards. And we're meeting there around 10 at Future Lounge.
Future Lounge.
Yes.
Where's that at?
Future Lounge. This will be my first time there, everyone. So once you come, it's gonna be like they sent me pictures, like a nice little entranceway. That's located off Alabama Street.
Okay.
At 50 Laura Alabama Street, in Suite 180.
Okay, perfect. So yes, we have a lot going on around the ATL. They always have something going on in Atlanta, and we're here to network you. Any entrepreneurs, any artists, anyone that's coming up, you guys can always contact me, Valerie White, here at Networking with Valerie. I'd love to get you on to see what's going on. We're here at where diversity meets individual 24 hours a day. like they're saying, it's excitement here, and we definitely was excited today in regards to the guests that we have on. So make sure you tune in to the podcast, bro. Let's talk about it, so we can get further educated on men's health, and also reach out with Keela. She has that event coming up on July the 15th, and that will be on a Saturday. So you get out there and support her as well. And like I say, go out and buy my book, that I have on Amazon, How I Fell in Love with My Stalker. Definitely get that as well. And we definitely have Queen in the building with Bridge Club crew.
Hello,
and
Queen.
She's there helping us as well here on the back end of it. So we definitely want you guys to download the app 106 Live Radio and continue to check in with me, your host Valerie White at Networking with Valerie, and my co-host Keela here with the latest events that's going on. And like I said, thank you so much for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you on next Saturday. Yay!
Up in the club with my girls looking good, feeling sexy like I'm supposed to be. Cause I'm just my jeans hugging tight, hanging low, looking really good. And I see you watching me. Cause you like it when I shake it.